IYA, navigate life with me through adult things. So for today's video, I will be sharing with you guys how hard is it to build friendship nowadays? Or is it really hard, or are we just making it hard for ourselves? And before I share with you guys the answers of some people through the IG story that I did, I will also be sharing with you guys first my experience. I would say na introvert po ako. Not to the point that I'm antisocial. More of like I'm selective of where and who I put my energy with. And I think that's one of the struggles that I have growing up. Because I'm really picky kung sino yung magiging friends ko, and I do have this type of thing na I don't trust anyone easily. Lalo yun humirap for me during COVID. Kasi nung before COVID, I do meet a lot of people and madami akong nakakasalamuha. Syempre for school, for work. And then, when the pandemic hit, biglang everyone doesn't want to go out kasi nga, syempre, it's for everyone's safety. But, nung natapos na yung period of lockdown, sobrang hirap na for everyone to reconnect, even with some of their closest friends. And I'm not sure if it's because we got used to this thought na we can do everything online. For me, yun yung pinaka naging struggle ko after that lockdown period. Kasi I want to reconnect with people pero I don't know how to approach them. And right now, yung napapansin ko is if you have certain circle of friends, you'd rather be in that circle of friends kesa maghanap ka pa ng iba and explore, reconnect, or connect with new people, makipag-socialize ka, makipag-network ka. It even came to a point na na-realize ko na it's so hard kasi when I went to different places for work, I struggle having deep connection with other people. Hindi ko alam if trend ba siya na no one wants to go on a deeper level. And as someone who thrives on deep connection, hindi ko mag-grasp yung idea na I have to do the small talks, the shallow ideas to be able to connect with other people. I get it naman na syempre, you have to do the small talks first bago kayo mapunta sa deeper connections or, alam mo yun, getting to know each other to the point na parang alam nyo na yung buhay ng isa't isa. But then, one thing I observed kasi is, it's usually, how are you? What are you doing? And then, based from that, people would eventually won't connect with you now when they think na your answers from that is not something that they are expecting. They're not really into knowing other people anymore. Na ngayon, mas madali nang makipag-socialize if you really have so many things in common. I think that's also one thing why other people tend to just visit or go to yung mga hobbies nila talaga. Like, if someone is into pottery, most of the time, they would just go there. They would be able to meet new people. Alam mo yun, may mapag-uusapan sila kasi they have that common connection. But I think it's also important to know it's not just what's common with you guys. If it would only be focused on kung ano yung meron kayo in common, the things that you differ from each other would also be the reason why you would drift away from each other. So it's really important to know ano yung differences nyo. I think that's one reason why other people tend to stray away from me. Aside from wanting to know what we have in common, I usually tend to ask things that I know or I think we would have different opinions or we would have different stand about it. Usually, people don't like that kasi feeling nila it puts them in a strange place na kailangan nila i-defend yung sarili nila. But that's not really the thing. One thing I learned is that for you to be able to connect with other people, you have to be vulnerable. Not to the point naman na you would be telling all of the things that you're really vulnerable about, but more of like introducing who you really are. Kasi if you would just show them the good side of you, paano kapag nalaman nila yung bad side of you? It would create a rift between you. Tapos, syempre, iisipin mo na, am I going to lose some friends over this, over that? You would have that fear. Kasi nga, ang alam lang nila sa'yo is yung good side mo. They don't know the bad side or your ugly side. Everyone wants to be on everyone's good side, which is, I kind of don't understand. As someone who's very frank about things, who's very straightforward, I don't really understand the point of hiding what you want to say or what you really want to do. Isa pa sa struggle ko is people don't have a lot of time. That's the biggest thing that I realized. As someone who's been working from home, I realized na not everyone could actually give you time just because you are their friend. Isa pa sa reason is some of them are so busy with work to the point that they can't enjoy themselves. That's why they also can't enjoy the time of having friends. Like, do you get what I mean? Parang, they're so busy with life. Wala na silang ibang ginawa, kundi work, 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 and probably because of some priorities. May iba naman na they can't give time for their friends dahil they're busy building themselves. And it doesn't necessarily have to be building yourself para yumaman ka. Sometimes, other people build themselves in a way na they're healing themselves, they're doing solo traveling. Pag nagre-relax sila, it's mostly with themselves. And other people naman are not comfortable with other people. Meron akong mga na-encounter na gano'n na they're really awkward in person. Pero when you talk to them sa social media, they're really super outgoing and you would be surprised na, wait, what? Does this person have two different personalities? Because why am I talking to a very lively person online and then suddenly when I meet them, it's like, are you with me? Are you the same person I've been talking online? I think yun din yung isa sa struggle natin nowadays kasi everyone got so comfortable with online thing. Online, you can say the most unhinged things. Especially kung hindi ka naman very outspoken. Pero pagdating sa personal, yung iba nahihiya na maging vocal, tingin nila it would be easy to judge them. Isa pa sa napansin ko is other people don't like it when they have friends who holds them accountable. That's why it's hard for me because as someone who love holding myself and other people accountable, like if I hurt you or if may nasabi ako sa'yo na nakasakit sa'yo, I would apologize. But usually, I tend to speak my mind when I can't take things anymore. May iba ngayon na ayaw nila ng ganong friends. So, it's also hard kasi other people just want to have friends who would be with them partying or, you know, sa mga kalokohan lang. Pero when it comes to the serious talks, holding yourself accountable, or even growing up, maturing, they don't want that. I guess you just really have to be picky of who you go with. Kaya most of the time I just have new friends or I connect with new people when I'm doing photo shoots or when I'm doing collaborations, or kaya naman if a friend sinama ako sa isang gathering na meron din siyang mga kakilala doon, pero yung sabihin mo na you just randomly meet on a coffee shop or bookstore. I don't really have that type of thing kasi nga parang lahat iwas na sa'yo. I don't know if it's also because there's so many scammers and manloloko out there who would befriend you and would get to know you, tapos at the end they would just use you. I think that's one of the fear of many people right now. That's also why they don't easily trust other people. I would be reading some replies from my IG story, and it's actually really fun doing that kasi I didn't expect na a lot of people would actually reply, and then some of them are really open in explaining to me paano nila nasabi yon, or how did they came up with that certain idea or that opinion. And they're willing to share why they think this is that. So, yeah. I won't be using their real names just for the sake of their privacy. The first one is from M. So, he said, small circle. Keep the real ones in. Maybe it is better to attract, not find new ones. So, this really stuck with me. Kaya, I sent him a message asking, can you elaborate that thought, that idea? And he said to build yourself up. Like, do new hobbies, develop a new skill, create a routine, act as if you're a beacon or representation of a certain ideology or lifestyle, and eventually they will start to notice and come in. Nung sinabi niya yun, I'm like, I just need to do whatever I want and everything should follow. And I think that's kind of true. Kasi when you start working on with yourself, parang sinasabi nga nila, diba? You attract who you are. So if you're a healed person already, you will attract healed people in your circle. And I think that's what M is trying to say, na if you keep up with the things that you actually want to do in life, that's who you will attract, and you don't need to find new ones. But I also told him that I think it would be a struggle for introverts like me. Kasi nga, syempre, introverts tend to not socialize unless they're very comfortable with the setting. And if you're about to create new hobbies, you need to also be open with new possibilities or new opportunities. Dun papasok yung meron kang ma-attract na mga bagong tao for your circle of friends. The next one is from P. So, sabi naman ni P, it really is. I just get adopted by groups of people most of the time. I can relate to it kasi yun nga, tulad ng sabi ko sa inyo, it's mostly from work-related stuff na nagkakaroon ako ng new friends. And I think that's more common nowadays. It's probably because meron nga kayong something in common. So, tulad ko, I do content creation. Most of the time, the people that I meet are also in the content creation space. So, meron kayong mga nasi-share sa isa't isa, meron kayong in common, meron din naman kayong mga struggles na ikaw lang yung nakaka-experience pero hindi pa nila na-experience. And that's where it kind of start na magkakaroon ka or nakaka-build ka ng new connection. And mind you, I answered him as well na it's hard for introverts to actually do that sometimes kasi some introverts rarely go out. Others are not really warming up easily in meeting new people. Just like what I said kanina, I think other people tend to prefer online friends nowadays compared with having personal friends. Probably because nasanay nga sa COVID dahil everyone can't go out, everyone for almost 3 years, lahat nasa bahay lang. you need to social distance even when you're going out with friends. R responded to the story with, "Yes ate, super hirap magtiwala, lalo na sa mga taong nakakasalamuha mo personally." This is what I'm referring kanina na it's all about trust. And most of the time, it's really hard to know if the person you're talking with is actually genuine or talaga bang gusto ka na maging friend or meron bang hidden agenda. R naman replied, "Introverts like me find new people when others find me first." I think this is also one of the mindset of everyone right now. So, sobrang ganito yung iniisip na the real ones or the new friends, the new connection would find me. No one wants to go out there already and find the new ones or the new connection that they want. R also added, after replying to that story, "I keep a very small circle of friends, and the older I get, I find that it gets more difficult for other people to crack that circle for me to really call them friends." Isa yun sa struggle ng mga adult or becoming adults right now. Since you've been trusting this circle of friends already, you know who they are, the bad side, the ugly side, and the good side. Parang sila na yung naging standard mo when it comes to friendship. If they're not upholding that certain image, you don't want to call them your friends. Isa din ako sa nagsistruggle doon. That's also why there would be times na other people would ask me, "Why don't you call everyone friends?" I tend to call other people coworkers, colleagues, or there would be times that co-collaborators. I think it's because we didn't reach that deep connection yet for me to actually open up and say that, "Hey, we're friends," or call you as my friend. But just because you're not my friend, it doesn't mean that I don't have your back or I'm gonna say something behind your back. Because for you to be friends with other people, you need to have deeper connection. Dapat yung connection nyo is different from being co-workers. Kasi syempre, if co-workers lang kayo, it's mostly regarding work, related with work, or something na reminds you of work. Pero if you guys can talk about anything, you can talk about the problems of your relationship, your family, your finances, you get to talk with each other about each other's dreams or goals. That's the time that I would call you my friend because we're doing things on a personal level already. Another one answer that I got is, "Yes, it is. You can rarely meet real people with genuine intentions nowadays." Just like what I mentioned a while ago, it's also about trust. Sa sobrang dami ng issues na lumalabas ngayon, ang hirap nang malaman if the person you're with is actually genuine because other people are good at faking it. Other people are good in pretending that they're genuinely invested in you, they're genuinely caring, or they genuinely want a connection with you. Only at the end of the day for you to find out na they're just doing it to get something from you or they're benefiting from your presence. And sino ba naman gusto na you've been calling someone your friend or you've been calling someone, "Oh, that's my sister, that's my bestie," and then only for you to find out that, hey, they're fucking around and doing shits behind your back that you don't even expect they would do. Kaya, it's really important to have that high standard when it comes to friendship. Dapat kung paano yung standard mo when it comes to relationship, that's also how high your standard with friendship is. Kasi, syempre, kung sa relationship nga nawawala sila, yung friends, kapag ka maganda yung friends or maayos yung friends na nakuha mo, na-gain mo, it would really be helpful kasi they would be there for your whole life through thick and thin. Mawala man lahat, they would still be there for you. And lastly, this one is from C. So, sabi niya naman, it's harder making genuine connection nowadays. Not saying it's 100%, due to everything being fast. And this one is related with what I mentioned about time. So, dahil nga sabi niya, everything's fast, I asked him in what way can he elaborate the idea that he gave me. I would read the whole sentence that he gave me kasi I really love the response, and this is one thing why I'm saying to you guys na I love doing this podcast. I love sharing my ideas and knowing your ideas as well. Sabi niya, maybe because I'm in my mid-30s, but I love observing. The world is fast-paced. People thinking of career and want to get there fast. So, I'll hold on to that. I'll post with that because I'm guilty with that. At this age, I'm really in a hurry with so many things. I want to have this, I want to have that. I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that. Like, most of the time, that's what people have in mind right now. I think it also affects the friendship that you have with other people. So, going back, people want results right away without enduring the process. I think it applies to relationships as well. If we click, we click. If it falls apart, my peace is my priority, which is okay. I think meaningful connections are twofold, either with the test of time or true like-mindedness. I believe dun sa sinabi niya na if we click, we click. Because I used to have the same mindset when it comes to friendship and relationship. My take is, if we vibe, we vibe. Kapag on the same wavelength tayo sa umpisa na nag-uusap tayo, I'll go with the flow. I like you already. I like you as a friend. I like you as potential partner. But then, the struggle comes in after that. Kasi syempre, that's the time that you're unfolding everything. Na this is his or her ugly side. Ito ba yung friend that I want to be seen with? Is this the friend that I want to give advices to me whenever I am in trouble? Yun yung isa sa mga reasons then why you really need to weigh a lot of things when it comes to friendships. To add on that, I really love when he said na people want results right away. I'm so sorry, I'm guilty again with that. Kasi nga, sa sobrang bilis ng nangyayari ngayon sa mundo, kaliwat kanan, there would be issues about this and that, and then, aside from the whole world, sa family mo, madami din nangyayari, sa friends mo, madaming nangyayari, even your batchmates, you would be shocked na kaliwat kanan na yung kinakasal, kaliwat kanan na yung may anak. Tapos parang ikaw, you're still stuck here. You feel like you're not getting enough results or you're not achieving so many things. And isa siya sa nakaka-apekto sa mindset or how we see things. Because sa sobrang gusto natin ng result agad, we tend to not slow down. We tend to not enjoy things as it is. Lagi tayong nag-foresight ng future instead of being present, being here, and enjoying what we have right now, because we tend to forget na what we have right now is actually the result of our hard works before, and this is where we want to be in the past. That's also one thing to take note na try to slow down, try to enjoy things. There's nothing wrong with slowing down and enjoying things because you're not getting younger. You're getting older. And pagtanda mo, you don't get to enjoy too many things unless you're filthy rich. To wrap it up, I would read the last part of C's response. It's a lot, but that's what I've observed. Yung mga magkakaibigan at magkakaibigan, did I say it correctly? Yung mga mag-friends and in a relationship, nawawala ang spark dahil lahat gusto ng results na naaayon. Yun nga, like what I mentioned a while ago, everyone is so focused on the things that they want to the point that there's no time for enjoyment in their life. If you're struggling right now and building connection with other people, I think it would be better to reconnect first with the people in your circle. One thing I observed is that people who tend to have intact circle are the people who also tend to have new connections or hindi sila nahihirapan magkaroon ng bagong connection. Kasi nga, sa sobrang alam na nila yung gusto nila, they know when to let go of someone, they know when to approach someone, and they also know how to keep that person. Kasi, madami na silang pinagdaanan dun sa friendships nila. Dun nila binabase kung paano nila gagawin ulit yon with other people. So, if you're not really building an intact relationship with your friends right now, it would also be a struggle for you to have new connections. Kasi kung yung meron ka nga, hirap ka nang isustain, paano mo pa masusustain yung mga bago? It's like planting anew when you don't have enough water. If this resonates with you, or if you guys have a different idea, or you just want to share your experience about building connections, building friendship nowadays, or what your struggle is, just let me know, comment down below, or share it with me on Instagram if you're shy type or you just want to have it more personal level. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, as well as on YouTube and Spotify. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye!